Mid-2022, during the Sports Emmy award-winning series The Shop, where Bron and company talk about various topics, LeBron James would be asked who he's wanted to play most with during his lifetime, and you could guess who he'd name first. The first person that he'd name would be his son, LeBron James Jr., aka Bronny James. Playing with Bronny James has always been a dream for LeBron James, and now that Bronny has been drafted by the Lakers and signed that $7.9 million deal locking him into Los Angeles for 4 years, let's call that dream a reality. The second person that he'd name would be none other than the person who many have viewed as his arch nemesis, Steph Curry. Steph Curry and LeBron James have carried a generation, and delivering us some of the most epic battles of all time. And with both players' current teams not being true contenders, and with them both nearing the end of their respective careers, the question has started to arise: would it make sense for both of these players to team up? And now, we've gotten some answers that I didn't see coming. But first, ladies and gentlemen, football is back. So you know that we had to go ahead and get in on the action with the easiest way to play daily fantasy, Underdog Fantasy. For my lineup today, I just have this feeling that the elite rushing Lamar Jackson will get a rushing touchdown against Kansas City. So we're taking him to score at least one rushing touchdown. Let's go ahead and pair that with Jalen Hurts throwing for over 243.5 passing yards against Green Bay. Everybody is saying that the Eagles' offense is supposed to be super explosive this year, and after seeing what they did last year, I believe them. Now guys, when you sign up for Underdog Fantasy, you're going to want to use my code COOP, because with code COOP, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash along with a free pick. Thank you, Underdog, for the sponsor. LeBron James and Steph Curry playing together is a literal cheat code. And we saw that firsthand in the Olympics, where the two of them dominated en route to winning an Olympic gold medal. But did anyone really have doubts about how disgusting that Bron and Steph would look together on the court? On one hand, you have the greatest shooter of all time in Steph Curry, who uses off-ball movement better than anybody that we've seen do it. The entire Warriors system that we've grown to love so much has relied on Steph Curry's elite on-ball and off-ball play. In this system, they've used his massive gravity to get other players open, or they'd use screens and his off-ball movement so that he can get himself open. Curry is that ultra-rare breed of player that can make everybody around him better without even touching the basketball. Now on the other hand, you have LeBron freaking James, the guy who has been so phenomenal throughout his career that he made going to the NBA Finals look easy. Bron, who is unstoppable as a downhill scorer, can pick you apart with his passing. This guy knows how to hit the open guy as soon as he feels any sort of help coming, and it feels like his playmaking has only gotten better with his age. I'm not saying that LeBron James is Magic Johnson when it comes to playmaking, but the man is definitely one of the best passers that I've ever seen. With LeBron's dominance going downhill and playmaking, and with Steph's tier 1 shooting and ability to be a killer off ball, their games are unintentionally perfect for each other. Even at their current age, there's no doubt in my mind that if LeBron James and Steph Curry teamed up, that whatever team they landed on would be an instant contender if they had a decent supporting cast, which contending is something that I know that both of these guys would love to do even at this stage of their careers. I talked about this a bit in one of my recent Steph Curry videos, but actually earlier this summer, Steph Curry would let it be known that he wants the Warriors to do whatever they have to in order to make their team competitive. This man saw what happened to Kobe and Dirk as their careers reached their end, and he doesn't want any part of that. To quote Curry, "I've always said that I want to be a Warrior for life. At this stage of my career, I feel like that's possible, and you can still be competitive. It doesn't mean that you're guaranteed the championship. It doesn't mean winning. Winning is always a priority, but obviously you're realistic. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen if you stay the course. You need to shake things up and keep reimagining what it looks like to evolve with what the league is at right now, with where some of these talented teams are now. I'm taking it one step at a time, to be honest. I think that's the only way that will protect my happiness. Also, it allows me to enjoy being myself when I'm out there playing, and I'll continue to make the decisions that are best for me and for my career at the end of the day when it comes to just the imagination. I want to win. Let's put it this way. It's a long-winded way of saying that if it was a situation where you're a bottom feeder and it's just because you want to stay there, I'd have a hard time with that. But I don't think that's going to be the reality. If Steph Curry himself telling you that him wanting the Warriors to be competitive wasn't enough proof of him still having that hunger to play in meaningful games, just listen to how emotional he was after dropping the second most points in Team USA history against Serbia.
This is everything I imagined it to be. Obviously, this is my first go around in the Olympics. Knew we were going to get challenged by a great Serbia team, and to have to beat them 3 times this summer was going to be tough. I just kind of got lost in the moment of understanding how big this stage is and what's at stake for this team. And it was special. It was the most fun, I've had in a very long time. And, to dig deep like we did with this group and get a win, special. So I'm kind of basking in that right now. And obviously know we got another tough challenge, France on their home court.
Steph said that this win was the most fun that he's had in a very long time. This man is just out here itching to play in more big games, as is his Olympic teammate LeBron James. Don't forget that last offseason, LeBron James tried everything in his power to persuade the Lakers to make a win-now move ahead of his pending free agency this offseason. But while LeBron was trying to get the Lakers to acquire another sidekick to take some pressure off of him and Anthony Davis, the Warriors were trying to, against all odds, acquire him and extend the franchise's window of a fading dynasty. So what happened? The problem was that neither the Lakers nor LeBron James were interested in doing something like this at the time. It's kind of hard to trade for a player when neither the team that would be trading the player and the player who would be getting traded both aren't interested in a trade happening, which you guys aren't going to believe the reason that LeBron James' camp allegedly did not want this trade to go down. According to a recent drop from Mark Stein, Rich Paul reportedly implored the Warriors and Lakers to scrap the idea of trading LeBron James to the Warriors last season, largely because he wanted to insulate LeBron James from potential backlash over switching teams for the 4th time in his career. It blows my mind that the same camp who orchestrated one of the biggest moves in the history of the game, the decision, would be scared of the backlash that they would face if their client joined the Golden State Warriors and teamed up with Steph Curry. But at the same time, it does make sense. If you love LeBron or Steph and you've longed to see these two play together, then you're going to love the fact that this duo is teaming up for the twilight of their careers. But if you're a LeBron hater, this is all just more ammunition to discredit what he's done. Now, with how amazing the synergy was for this duo during the Olympics, part of me wonders if we see the possibility of these two playing together being revisited if either superstar's team starts to struggle. Even after missing out on marquee players like Paul George and Lauri Markkanen, it's been recently reported that Steph hasn't shown any signs of panic yet, but that same report would say that there is a choice of action or inaction in the coming months that'll give a clearer hint about his long-term mindset. Guys, could you see Steph Curry and LeBron James teaming up before their careers end? Whatever happens with LeBron James, we know that he's going to be in even more control than usual, since his recently signed 2-year deal does have a no-trade clause. Is this a bad time to mention that LeBron James posted him and Steph to his IG not too long ago? He also just changed his profile picture on IG to him, Kevin Durant, and Steph. He also just did a collaboration post with Steph Curry too. Meanwhile, Steph Curry just updated his bio from guard for the Golden State Warriors to Olympic gold medalist. Hey, you guys know me, I'm really not too big on coincidences. But anyways guys, there's some more in the basketball world that I have to be covering, so clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support this channel. I'm GetLikeCoop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.